Welcome to CUC 2016 Women's Masters Finals. My name is Andrew Portwine. I'm joined again by Becky Thompson. You've made the return engagement back to the booth.
Doing my best here.
So we've seen Eclipse already on one of our broadcasts a little earlier, so we have a little intel on how they play. Got a couple of good players to watch for. Jamie Boss, Andrea Prue, Kendra Gorman. The list goes on. Very good team, obviously, here in the finals. Throwback out of the hometown Edmonton program in the finals as well. Could get a hometown gold medal. What a great story. So we have Eclipse in the black shirts, blue shorts. Throwback in the teal tops, black shorts. Opening pull is up.
Looking back for the dump. Good upline cut.
Going big for the end zone. Great toss. Cut that back just toward the receiver. Great run on.
Perfectly placed for that receiver to run onto it. She had lots of time and lots of space.
Yep, just see if I can get a look at the number on that player. Number 4 with that beautiful run into the end zone. Erin Acott. Great service as well. I didn't quite catch the number of who sent that. The numbers are a little high on the back, so we'll do our best to read those off the jerseys for you. Make sure we get proper credit where credit's due, especially for great play like that. So Throwback, as I said, out of Edmonton. How great would that be to get that hometown gold medal?
Oh, it'd be really amazing. We've got a few fans out here watching. I'm sure that lots more people are on their way. Know that they've got friends in this final.
Yeah, you can see
lots of people in the beer garden over there.
I was just going to say, you can see the beer garden in the background as we pan through. It's quite full right now.
We've also got another hometown match behind us, the bronze medal game. Fleury in the women's division looking to get another hometown medal.
That's good. We'll try and keep that updated as well. Hometown fans will have a lot to cheer about.
It's always exciting when the hometown does well.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we can get a few people to roll out and fill up the bleachers here. We've got a few on the hill actually at the bottom, so at the bottom there's a nice little grassy hill there. It's probably a little cooler to sit on the grass as we're
quite
getting
hot on the bleachers in the sun.
Yeah. So Throwback just about to pull. That was Porter with the pull. Nice pull right to the sideline. Brings it to rest, a foot in from the sideline.
Centering the disc to the middle. Looks like a bit of a zone here.
That's a nice tall mark too. That's an imposing figure to have right beside you at the disc. Nice open cut over the middle. Sosnowski with the disc. That was a great cut to get open over the middle.
It's melted back to man. Good long throw upfield. Oh, and nothing's just overshot.
So moving the disc well. I'm sure they'll clean up that last punch into the end zone. We saw Eclipse a little early in the week, and the MO for their team seemed to be going deep. They have Jamie Boss. She threw deep quite a bit. She was extending that field. Spoke to her after that game, and she said, "No, I don't like to throw deep. I like the short game." But, I beg to differ with her after the 4 or 5 goals she threw that were more than half field distance.
Eclipse now has another chance to go towards the end zone. Eclipse also worked through that junk zone that Throwback came down in quite easily.
Yeah, that's Robinson on the sideline. Nice swing pass into the middle. Lyon going up high to get that. Just a little pitch and catch here until they can find something downfield. There it is, reset again.
Cutters are quite deep right now.
And there's a nice lot of open green space for that cut.
Might be a foul call.
Yeah, I think there might have been a little wrist in there. That was Mackenberg with the cut. Mackenberg, apologies. I think the observers are coming into play.
I believe they ruled that there was a foul on the play.
So if you have been watching our stream through the week, we have had observers at all of our games, 2 observers. We are in the final, so you will see 4 observers out now. We don't want any any chance of anything to cost a gold medal for either team.
Good up the line cut.
Yeah, that was Lyon going up the line. She's just in front of the end zone. Hand block.
She didn't have too many options there on the throw either.
Yeah, she was on the near sideline. Throwback did a good job filling the lane up the sideline. Big throw.
Huck.
Good height mismatch. Good read and grab on that throw. Just through the receiver's hands. Big bid to try and get that and reel it in. It was the open shot to the end zone.
Good second attempt there by Throwback.
I think that was Telfair, if I'm not mistaken, with that grab downfield on that deeper strike, going up and using height, reach. Big downfield strike. Into the end zone. Good box out. Not able to reel that in.
Good job by the defender too, just to keep her in a position where the Eclipse player couldn't really get a good bid for it.
So Eclipse, again, not afraid to go for that deep strike. Good work from Throwback, working the shorter throws over the middle of the field. So that was Telfair up the sideline to Brownfield. Got a call. It's a good active mark.
Another foul call.
Yeah. Looked like some contact on the pivot through into the mark. You know, as a mark, you always feel like you're getting pivoted into, but unless you're very, very still, that's pretty hard to claim an offensive foul on those types of plays.
Absolutely.
So a turnover. You can see Eclipse walking to the disc, letting the cutters get downfield. Everybody was behind the disc.
Quick reset back.
Yeah, Robinson with a nice cut. That's Wood on the sideline. Up to Gallant. Gallant scanning. Going for the end zone.
Oh, great shot.
It's a good job to reel that in. That had a little mustard on that throw. You could see the receiver second catch it. You know, it fell out of her hands a little.
That throw is from Jessie Robinson, number 67.
Yeah, she really wanted to make sure that got through.
Laser.
You know, it's funny, they do have a player on their team with the nickname Laser, but they might have to fight over that one for now. So in our first game, I had spoke about Andrea Prue being someone I thought would have a good impact on the game. See her going out there now. She played some tenacious defense in the first game, so I'm curious to see how she's going to affect the game this game, if she can do it in a gold medal final.
Yeah, it is always interesting to see how athletes respond to the pressure.
Yeah, she's played for a lot of years and played on a lot of good clubs. Very speedy player. She may give you the impression she's got the pigtails there of, you know, sugar and spice and everything nice, but I know better. She plays very hard, very aggressive style. Fair, but aggressive. So that's Wong with the disc. Back to Nichols. Pivoting, looking. No options downfield. Wong on the near sideline. Ecott with the disc now. Finally got a little motion upfield.
Back to Nichols. Nichols is a very experienced handler as well. She's not afraid to put it.
It's a good run to the end zone. Good jump.
Knocked it in.
That was a great jump. She wasn't going to be in if she didn't make that jump.
Yeah, Jennifer Nichols is going to be a very important handler for Throwback in this game. Very experienced, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, she worked well with Wong on that one to reset a few times. There was pretty static play downfield. So it's great when those handlers can interact and reset and let the cutters have time to get those cuts. So 2-1 game. You know, we were saying earlier how lucky we are to have VC as a sponsor here. I can see a couple of the VC reps here on the sideline taking in this game. I have a feeling we're going to see quite a few people come into the sideline to take in this game. I have a feeling it's also going to stay a 1 or 2 point gap. It's going to be competitive and a great game.
See which team can get that first break to give them the upper hand.
You know, just being from the East and knowing Eclipse a little bit, being able to talk about it last game, they've really been working toward this. They want the gold medal. There's always off-season workouts, you know, workouts when they're not playing league. You can see posts on Facebook, you know, through the players. They're working hard all season long and in the off-season to get this gold medal.
This is what they've been training for. Throwback on their home turf as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be tough to upset a team playing at home. You got some support, some fans here on the sideline. It's a big pull that's hanging.
Land just inbounds over on the far side.
Yeah, there's just a hint to win, so that sideline is a good place. That's where you want that pull to rest.
Good job on Throwback to get back and stop that first throw, the immediate throw to the middle.
That's Telfair on the mark. Good wide wingspan. That's, again, an imposing mark to have. Nice upfield shot. Good hands to keep that in possession.
Throwback is really stopping the around throw here.
Nice low release. Great job from the handler. Go into the end zone. Open strike. Good job. I think that was 19 Vanessa Line in the middle of the field. The handler that just basically squat. Didn't even step out, but just squat with the low release up the middle to start that play for the goal.
That's something you see a lot of experienced players do as well. They get low. They know that they can get that throw off and that they can beat their mark by getting lower than them.
Yeah, no wasted motion stepping out either or giving away what you're going to do. That was just a squat and a quick forehand downfield.
Eclipse player ran onto it with ease as well.
Yeah, that's some good service to the end zone. So we see already our usual suspects back out on the field for Throwback. The hot pink socks, you know, it's great for us in the booth. We can identify that key player now because we know she's going to get the disc every couple of touches.
It's Jen Nichols. It's got number 4, Erin Acott. She's been going deep. She scored both of their points so far. I'm sure Jen Nichols will look to combine with her again in this point.
Yeah, I wonder on the other side with Eclipse, I see Andrea Prue on again. I know I brought her name up early. Good defender. I wonder if she will start covering Acott, you know, try and use her speed and take that away for the downfield.
Be a good matchup. A matchup of the pigtails as well. Looks like you might be right.
Yep, that is the matchup. Downfield, that'll be a nice one to watch, especially when power position is gained like that, like the handler just had. Unfortunately, the cut wasn't timed downfield to take advantage. It's McMillan on the near sideline. Nice run
Good
through
run
D.
through D.
Looked like the receiver slowed down just a little to take that disc in.
Foul call. So there may have been some contact on the arm there on the run through. Looked pretty clean from up here.
Yeah, I think that's more a case where the offensive player just needed to take that last step and attack the disc, not even give that opening. She had the step on the defender.
It's gone back to the thrower, so a contested foul.
Good job on the downfield defense. Really, that was the only option available, was looking at the handler for something.
Just slightly overshot of Jen Nichols' arm there. I like how you see Jen go up to the cutting lanes and circle back to handle again. She's very dynamic. She's all over the field.
The disc just floating a little high and outside. So Wong with the disc. Big fake. And there goes Nichols.
Good throw.
Oh, high, floaty.
Looking for Acott again. What a grab.
Just out of the reach of the defender. That was a good contest. Great grab.
It's a great matchup between those two players.
We have a call. I think there's being a travel signaled. Yeah, that number four ACOT matchup for Throwback and 13 Peru. I think that's going to be a hot matchup to watch for the rest of this game.
And that combination again between Nichols and ACOT.
So we're at deuces right now on the scoreboard. That was a catch for a goal. Coming out, if they can get a turn, that's a pretty big swing in the game already, just in its early stages. Observer just finishing up his duties.
Looks like the goal is called.
Yep.
Assist from Jen Nichols to Aaron ACOT again.
And that was a great grab from ACOT with defense right on her. Sideline approaching, that was just
calm under pressure.
Yeah, great job. And here Jamie Boss on the sideline just coming over to explain the call to the sideline.
I believe Jamie Boss was also marking up on Jen Nichols. It's a very good combination there as well. Good matchup.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't seen her throw deep yet. I know that was a pretty common theme in the earlier game.
It'll be interesting to see how this game develops. First break is going to be very key here.
Yep. And the beautiful thing, we have no wind yet, which again, we've had wind build up through the day, you know, in the days leading up to today. It's staying calm today. Nothing to interfere with these finals. We have good, clear weather. These players can show off the full array of skills. So Throwback just waiting for the signal so they can get this pull in the air. See how their D-line performs. See if they can get that
good pull.
Big grunt on that pull, putting everything she has into it.
Eclipse moving it quickly up the field.
Looking downfield, big chunk yardage gain.
Just slightly overthrown there.
Yeah, out of the reach of Sosnowski.
Throwback is going to have an opportunity to keep possession of this disc and get the first break of the game.
Yeah, they're going to have to go full field to do it. They're literally going in at the goal line. See if this D-line can produce a little bit of offense. Good effort.
A great bid.
Great effort to try and keep that alive. Missed the initial receiver.
Just fingertips away on that one.
Yeah, that was Schlegel.
Throwback's going to have another opportunity here.
Yeah. Eclipse needs to be a little more patient with that. It was a wide open cut. Going big. Turn the wrist over. Two receivers. Good communication. Who's taking that? Oh, forearm to the face there inadvertently. So that's Schlegel with the disc.
Good patience there.
Yeah, nice reset. It's Porter. In the middle of Schlegel. Going end zone. Floats one in. Good jump.
Bev Porter with the score.
Yeah, Porter and Schlegel, a little pitch and catch. 3-4 passes in a row there.
Porter also had that big huck to get it out of their end just there as well.
See timeout being signaled. I believe that's Eclipse that just called the timeout.
It's a good time to call a timeout. You don't want Throwback here to get any sort of momentum off that break.
Yeah, 4-2 currently. Can't let this get away. Well, we have a timeout. Let's take a look on the field behind us as well. It's a bronze medal game, I believe it is. Women's division.
And neither of these two teams have ever got a medal, I believe, at nationals. So this is a very exciting matchup for both of them. They both want it a lot. And they both have the talent to do it.
There's a big play downfield. Nice big gain of yardage. And to the end zone with the continuation.
Good score from Zephyr there. We'll find out the score of that game as well at halftime.
Big spike and hot celebration. They're really emotionally involved and invested in that game, as they should be. Bronze medal on the line. We will try and keep you guys updated. So 4-2 in our current game. Eclipse calling a timeout. I think maybe just they need to settle down just a touch. I don't think it's too much as far as the strategy. I think they're just rushing it a bit, just missing their throws by, 6 or 8 inches out of the receiver's hands. It's a good, solid veteran squad. They'll make the adjustments they need to.
I'm interested to see what defense Throwback comes down in here, because they'll really want to shut this down so that they can get that second break to go up again. So far, both teams have been playing mostly man defense.
I see one of the players from Eclipse on the sideline with her leg wrapped, LaForge. She's a pretty integral player. Julia LaForge, pretty integral player. She's still in her white on the sideline, no cleats. That could have an effect through the game as well if you're losing a pretty influential player on your team.
It's the end of a long tournament, 3 days. Bodies get put on the line, and these women, they're extremely talented athletes, and they make big plays, and unfortunately that causes injuries sometimes.
Pull is just about to leave the hands. It's up, nice pull, good floaty pull deep downfield.
Eclipse moves to the disc very quickly off the pole.
Good quick movement, a little give and goes in the middle of the field. And there's just what I was talking about.
It's another foul call by Eclipse here. I think she felt that the defender just hit her hand as she went up to catch that disc.
And even still, that was a bit of a high, risky pass, regardless of where the defender is. I'd like to see maybe a little better quality pass, a little lower, so it's easier for the receiver to catch that, or let that cut go. Look that off, find another option. It's Jessie Robinson that was the handler in the middle of the field. So both the defensive player reenacting what she thought happened to the observer. So it looks like it's going to stay with the offense.
Servers ruled that it was a foul on the play. Eclipse with the disc, looking up line to Robinson.
She holsters the big throw. I think she really wanted that one. And she goes for it again. That was Katie Wood making the run. I think the throw just tailed away. Katie made a nice adjustment to come back toward that far sideline. I think the throw just tailed away a bit too much from her. Good, smart play. Number 18, Susan Sundy. She walked all the way into the end zone to watch that handler pick it up, just in case she wanted to fast play that from the spot of the resting disc. Very smart veteran play, not letting them have a free pass because you just wait for the walk up to the line.
The foul call back on the throw here. Both these teams have big hucks in their arsenal as well.
Yeah, we've seen they want to go for it.
See if she goes for another huck here.
You can see there's one Eclipse player sitting back almost as a deep help defender. Number 25, Katie Wood. She's just floating back in the middle. Nice grab. Going big. I think the defender was coming under. Miscommunication with Wendy Sliegel. She just started to come under on that one. It was a nice throw right to the front of the end zone if they had sort of been on the same page.
Yeah, it can be difficult sometimes. You got a cutter going deep to make that eye contact that you need to make sure you know they're continuing their cut or they've changed their minds.
Yeah, I find when I play as a cutter, I like to wear sunglasses so my handler has no clue what I'm trying to do.
As a handler, we don't like that.
Some collision on the far sideline, no foul called. D made. This is Porter picking up the disc. 3 yards in front of the end zone. Nice step
good
out.
Backhand break for the score.
Yeah, that was a nice step out, got
Porter
wide from the mark.
Sliegel.
So 5-2.
Eclipse has really got to score this point now to stay involved in this game. They need to have a good offensive point here. Their O has looked fairly clean. They've missed a couple opportunities going deep. They moved the disc quickly off the pole.
And they've already called a timeout to try and right the ship. So they may have to do this on the sideline now without burning another timeout. They might have to get their line on the sidelines to have a discussion.
They can close the gap before half here. It really puts them in a better position going forward as well.
Yep, and you get a fairly long time between pulls, so you can have a de facto timeout really between each pull if you had to. Get the team all together. Throwback though, up by 3 and on their way to bringing a gold medal potentially to the hometown team.
I'm sure this is something that a lot of these women have dreamt about for quite a while. It's one of those things when you hear that Nationals is going to be in your hometown, you start to wonder and you start to imagine what if.
Yep, it's always better. Friends and family are able to come and see you play live rather than having to potentially watch the live stream or something. It's just a different atmosphere when you have your friends and family with you.
Pull from Bev Porter.
Hey, you can see she takes a really short walk up to that pull. There's Prue over the middle. Nice cut for a big yardage gain. Nice fakes on the handler. Prue was open there, I think. Be a tough break throw. Oh. Had me a little confused. That hand, that mark came to the other side. I thought I had the wrong break. There's Boss.
A little bit of clogging down there in the end zone.
Yep, nice reset. Static end zone. Completely static end zone. Oh.
Another foul called. That was really the only option the thrower had apart from a reset. There wasn't a lot of other movement in the end zone there.
Yeah, that was extremely static, and the one bail did cut upfield but wasn't an option and just parked in front of the stack again. That was a pretty vocal foul call, but
looks like a non-contest.
Yeah, non-contest, so good spirit. A little inside backhand for the reset. Good help defense.
Prue in the middle.
Prue is free in the middle, but that's because of the help defense from her defender. Saved the goal. Now you get a nice tip. I didn't see the number of the help defender, but she really just saved a goal on that play. So Porter in the middle of the field. Porter's getting a lot of touches on the disc as well through the course of the game so far. Another big D.
Eclipse really needs this point.
These defenders are really reading the disc.
Good catch by Prue there. That was a better end zone. She was wide open.
Yep, good job to keep the feet down even though she landed across the goal line. Her feet were the first point of contact. Great job. Was just about to say these defenders are now starting to read. You see more run through Ds and a few more punch through Ds. They're really starting to read the play better.
Couple points in, a lot of these matchups you get to know who you're marking up against as well, and you get to understand how the play is going to develop. Gives you an opportunity to get to some of those Ds.
You can see immediately Eclipse talking as a group on the sideline, still trying to work things out. It's good to see LaForge, the injured player, is in there giving her perspective as well, which is probably a little different than those on the field that are actually engaged in the action.
It is always helpful to have a sideline captain and coach to give you that extra perspective. Eclipse is going to be looking to break here on this point. Get them right back into this game.
Wind just starting to pick up now. Still not too strong, but noticeable at least.
I think we definitely feel the wind a little bit more up here in the booth where we are. See how it affects the players on the field.
Another very short run up for these pulls.
That one sailed just out of bounds.
So the observer is going to signal with a beanbag. We just see her throw it down where it actually crossed the line of play. So walk it to the middle. So Wong with the in cut, swings it out. There's the bomb downfield.
Jen Nichols.
Oh, just a fingertip defense at the end.
Good box out by the Eclipse defenders there.
Yeah, there was a second throwback player trying to come in across the back line to make that grab.
Both those defenders box out. Jennifer McMillan there. Tall receiver. Didn't let her get in to make the big grab.
So we got Acott marking now. Going big.
Good read.
Yeah, that was Sosnowski downfield making that grab. Good quick movement from Eclipse. Much more effective on these plays now. They're finding the open space, moving the disc quite quickly. And there it is to the end zone. That's Katie Wood with the nice grab. Almost looked like she was about to overrun that, but good hands.
Very efficient play. Very efficient offense there by Eclipse.
Yeah, I think that was their best offensive possession of the game. A lot of good disc movement, good flow up the field. This is what I'm accustomed to seeing, just seeing them a little more than throwback, just given my location in the country. But that's good, clean offense. That's what I expect to see out of Eclipse. So 5-4, game's not getting away from them.
Throwback definitely will be looking for a clean offensive point here as well. Don't want Eclipse tying this one back up. They ran away with it for a bit, but Eclipse didn't let them get too far.
And Throwback put on some good D for a couple of points there that really slowed down Eclipse. I think they need to get back to lockdown D. Now, having said that, Eclipse made the adjustments, did what they needed to do.
Got Jen Nichols back on the field in the bright pink socks. Jennifer McMillan there as well. Tall player.
Good low driven pull.
Nichols centers it.
Confidently rules that in. Good use in the middle of the field. Can see the foot blocks from Boss just constantly throwing the foot out there.
Nichols in the middle. Looking to McMillan. Looking for Nichols again.
Overlapping cuts in the backfield. You can see they want Nichols if they can get the throws.
Oh, Nichols just scoops up that D by Prue. Big huck.
Oh, nice effort.
Great bid by Throwback.
So Prue got the D in the middle of the field, banked it right into another receiver's hands.
Your Ds.
You could hear her give out this primal scream. She thought she had the turn. Still gave another good shot to Throwback at the end zone. Just missed that layout bid to haul that in.
Prue's a very dynamic defender.
Is that Wendy Schlegel, I believe, with the big layout to almost reel that one in?
Got Megan Barry picking up the disc on the far side. Not too many options upfield. Centers it.
Oh.
Unlucky drop from Eclipse.
I think that's Wong with the disc at the front of the end zone. Not in. Looking to the observer for a signal.
Travel called.
Yeah, I don't think she reestablished the pivot foot where she was. Nice quick backhand to the end zone.
It's well done by Throwback, punishing the mistake there that was made by Eclipse.
Yeah. Good hard defense from Eclipse earlier in the point. Just unfortunate that deflected D in the middle went straight to one of the side handlers here.
Gave Jen Nichols an opportunity to push Eclipse right back into their end zone.
Looks like we have a timeout on the field behind us. I was hoping we might get a little update on the action behind us in the bronze medal game as well, but they're slowly resuming play. I believe it was a timeout.
Got Eclipse O-line coming out here. Jessie Robinson, number 67, seems to be a very central handler for Eclipse. She gets the disc back a lot, and she's got big throws.
And in the first game we did, I said Boss was going downfield, living up to her name. She was a boss on that field. We haven't seen her. We haven't called her name all that much today. She's not getting that swing out from the central handler to pound it deep downfield.
Robinson in the middle. Over to Sunday.
So I'm going to correct you because she corrected me. That's Sundy.
Realized when I said it.
Yep, I got called for that
Sundy.
one. High release backhand. Good continuation to the end zone.
Throwback again, punishing the mistakes.
Yeah, not taking long to do it either. 2 passes and they have a goal.
Throwback will be looking now for one more break to take this game into half. Remember, Eclipse was down 3 points at 5-2, and they did come back on a 2-point run.
Yeah,
It's like Eclipse has called another timeout.
I'm very positive that Eclipse has the talent to do it, but they can't let this game get away. If it goes 8-4 to half, I don't know. That's a pretty big mountain to climb in the second half.
It's just been a couple executional errors for Eclipse, but they're very fixable. They definitely have the talent to do it.
And this is the 1 and 2 seeds that are playing. There should be very little separation between these teams. Eclipse is the number 1 seed, Throwback number 2. I was speaking with the observers just a little bit earlier today. For the finals, there is a soft cap at 1 hour and 45 minutes. Then you finish that point and add 2, unless that's higher than 15, then you play to 15. But there's no loss of timeouts. That's the biggest thing. You can call timeouts in the soft cap, all the way up to 15. So that might be an advantage to one team if they can save it for the end of the game when they really need it.
It's a good strategic plan to use it near the end, especially if it's a tight game, tight score. You get your players a break and you can get your power line back out and ready as well.
Yep. Yeah, if you're down a point and you really need to get those players to double shift. Every time I look over to try and get an update on the field behind us, they're at the lines waiting to pull. So it seems like there's a lot of scoring.
Looks like every time I look as well, Fleury has the disc, and then the next time I look, Zephyr has the disc. So.
Yep. Well, once again, at halftime of our gold medal game here, maybe we can get you to do some reconnaissance as you did last game. So 7-4, Throwback, getting closer and closer to that gold medal.
See if they can take half here.
Yeah, Nichols certainly imprinting her name on this game. She's got to be MVP for Throwback thus far.
Got Robinson back on the O-line for Eclipse.
So the last game we did as well, number 8 for Eclipse, Gorman, had a great game. A little under the radar, but had a very nice game. We haven't called her name yet at all today.
I expect Eclipse will come out hard after this timeout. We know they can move the disc efficiently and fast on offense. Centering it. Back to Robinson. Great grab up line.
Yeah, wonderful sliding grab. It's Vanessa Lyon with that grab. Great hands.
Good grab by Robinson.
Oh, she's surveying the end zone.
That's a fantastic shot deep. Reeled in by number 25, Katie Wood.
That was some good play all around.
That was a huge throw by Robinson. Great vision to see her cutter going to the far side of the end zone away from her defender.
Yeah, and she made that upline cut. The defender bid behind her, so she had a good 2-3 3 seconds of power position to really survey and find that target in the end zone.
Eclipse are really going to fight now not to let Throwback take this game to half. They've gone on point runs before. I'm sure they'll look to do it right now again.
You know, the players now, they can see what's on the line. Ultimate Canada has set up the table on the far side with the trophy and the medals. You know, it's becoming a little more real when you can see those just waiting for you on the sideline if you win this game.
Lots more fans now in. I'm sure more family members are here.
Yeah, the hill is starting to fill up. Beer garden, you can see all of the chairs have been pulled up to the near side. They want a good view of this game.
Got Andrea Prue back on the D-line for Eclipse. I'm sure she'll be looking to smack her D down or catch it this time.
Yeah, that was a little bit unlucky earlier on. It cost them a goal, even though she made the D. I'll put air quotes around that, made the D. Look at that, we got Boss leading the charge down the field. If they can get a turn, they've got their big arm on the field to go deep and maybe convert a goal. Nice
grab to keep the disc in play.
Yeah, that was a great grab. Gerardo. There's the D they wanted. See if they can capitalize.
D by Geneviève Labelle.
See if they can capitalize now. If they can get a swing pass out to Boss and get her one free look downfield.
Cutters are a little deep right now.
Running circular cuts. Not too many linear ins. They're running banana cuts. Getting back to reset.
Looking for Boss at the line. Just a little overshot there.
Yeah, Labelle had a nice in cut. It beat her defender, but she peeled off to defer to the handler cut up the sideline. And there's an around that gets away from
Jen Nichols bidding for that to keep it alive.
Yeah, 2 sets of hands on Throwback. It just went outside of both of their reach. So Throwback maybe too easily giving this disc back to Eclipse. Line cut.
Looking.
It's Price with the disc going to the end zone.
Far side.
Prue under it.
Prue brings it down with a big grab.
Well done. Price with a nice throw to go back across the field and give some open space to Prue.
We've now seen both teams hit huge cross-field hucks. Looking for defenders who are just offenders who are outrunning their defenders to the other side of the end zone.
And there's a break for Eclipse, much needed. 7-6. If nothing else, all of our games today have been great viewing. Tell you that. We've been very lucky with the matchups we've had. Can't ask for more in a gold medal game either from Women's Masters Division. Got a couple of breaks. Pretty good clean play all around. Great athletic plays.
Not sure who called this timeout here. Throwback may just want another chance to stop Eclipse from going on more of a point run here. They were up 7-4.
You know what I was saying earlier about Gorman having a great game and wondering where she was today? I see her in sandals with a slight limp. That's a big loss for Eclipse as well. She was very influential through the earlier stages of this tournament. If Eclipse can pull through, you know, missing a couple of their key players, that's going to be a huge win for them. Never mind beating a quality opponent, but being able to do it with a couple of your key players out.
It also looks like Eclipse is missing Claire G, number 66. I personally haven't seen Claire play, but I've seen both of her kids play. All of her kids play. Kinley G and Win G are both on national teams this year.
Yeah, I was going to say those are
U20.
Pretty staple names at our national level.
Absolutely. See if Throwback can take half here. Big O-line out. Nichols, yep. McMillan.
Yeah, we'll see if Nichols can settle it down, march them upfield. Not only with the distinctive pink high socks, also an orange and a white cleat. It's always nice to see players that have that flair on the field.
Her own sense of individuality sets her apart a little bit. Makes it easy for us to recognize her on the field as well.
Nice reset cut.
Cutters
Looking.
are very deep.
Yeah, that was a very long in cut. Sligo with the disc on the sideline. Reset to Flath. Blazer in the middle, reset to the middle of the field. Continuing across.
Under to McMillan. Reset to the middle.
Going to the end zone. A little too much air under that. Oh.
Good run through D by Bev Porter to get the frisbee right back into Throwback's possession.
Yeah, the handler just floated that out instead of driving it.
Nichols.
Oh.
Good flick break to the end zone. That's half the Throwback.
That was a beautiful throw from the booth here. We were looking from her angle. Even we could just watch that go right through the defense.
Great vision again by Nichols. All right, that is my cue. I'm going to go find out the score of the bronze medal game between Fleury and Zephyr.
Beautiful. If we can get a little update on that, all of our medal games, we'll see what we can do. So halftime, 8-6. Hometown team Throwback leading Eclipse. We will be back after a 3 or 4 minute break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Women's Masters final. Becky also returning to the booth. If we can get a quick update on some of the adjacent fields.
Up in the bronze medal game of Women's Masters, Dinah was up 10-8, and Zephyr was also up 10-8 on Fleury in the women's division bronze medal game.
So both of those games also hotly contested. 8-6 here in our current game.
It's been a very common theme this weekend throughout all divisions. Lots of tight games, lots of good matches.
So I was just listening in on the Eclipse huddle. That was my reconnaissance. Not a whole lot they were talking about in strategy. It was want it more. You know, don't let your legs tell you you're tired. Run through it.
It is hard at the end of a long week, but the team who does want it more is the team who's going to come out on top in these situations.
Yep. So that was the main message out of that huddle, was just keep running. Plow through the pain. So let's see if they can continue to do that and maybe get back into this game.
Robinson with the disc. Nice around. Robinson scoops it up line. Another cross-field throw. Good D. Defender really used her head there.
Yeah, that was literally the back of the head as they making the D. It was a good adjustment from the receiver. As soon as the throw went up, she actually cut in knowing where that disc was going to land rather than the release point and following that flight path.
D was done by Cindy Wedge, number 28 from Throwback. Just got her arms up and got her body in the way.
Some downfield contact. I was just looking to see if a call was going to be made.
Slightly overthrown there.
Yep, no call made downfield, so the throwaway will stand.
Eclipse now has the disc on the end zone line. Chance to bring the game back within 1 point. Robinson picking up.
It's good defense in the end zone, cutting down the first two cuts, shutting down the first two cuts.
Back to Robinson.
Yep, Eclipse content to swing it until they find the shot they want for that goal.
Nice shot.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for right there.
Laura Story bringing in that grab there.
Yeah, we haven't called her name much today, but she was very influential through the course of the games leading up to the final as well. Be nice maybe to see her press a little bit more and impose her will in this game.
Yeah, they're going to need a few of their players to really step up here to bring this game back in, tie it up, and maybe even go ahead.
And Eclipse, one of the other things they brought up at halftime in their discussion was the fact that they're just being forced backhand, and they're not used to it. They said this was only the second time in this tournament they've been forced backhand, so they just had to adjust, you know, mentally to playing a different side of the field and a different style of game. So
to adjust your cuts and adjust the way you're throwing as well.
Yep.
Difficult in Frisbee. A lot of people force forehand. It's very common.
yeah, with the defense we've seen from these teams, backhand force isn't bad. I mean, it takes a little longer to load that throw and load the arm. The defense has more chance to react. I mean, it's going to be a split second more, but it's more chance to react from the defense. So maybe a good idea to go backhand. Not to mention if you're always forced forehand, throwing backhand sometimes it just doesn't feel right. Bit of a short pull, but off to the far side. Might be able to use that sideline to help them.
No options yet. Reset back.
Yeah, Wong with the disc. Up the middle, nice
Good
D.
run through D by Eclipse.
Yeah, that was number 11, Price. Prince. I
Number
apologize.
78 there, Velda Wong, really just need to take that extra step to attack that disc again. Just overshot of Price that time. Wind picking up again here.
Yeah, we can see those flags in the last minute are now outstretched. Throwback is going with the wind. So Eclipse, if they're going to work even this third of the field in toward the end zone, that wind, they're going to need to really work it.
Looks like a foul call on the throw.
wisdom of what's happened already, I'm just going to take a look around. The sky still looks clear. Been caught too many times with these sudden microburst storms behind me.
Looks like Boss just got hit by the frisbee in the back by her own teammate who was throwing it back to reset the play.
Yeah, I thought I heard some laughing as I was looking away.
A little bit of joking around on the field could be good for them to get their spirits back up.
Yeah, it's always good to stay loose. Boss looks like she's doing some dancing out there, those foot blocks.
Great effort by Nichols to bid for that disc.
Great bid.
Looks like a foul call. Nichols is a very experienced player.
Is it just me or this Women's Masters Division final? Are we seeing more layouts than we did even in the Open semifinals or any of the other games that we've been able to see through the tournament? Like these,
lots of big plays here.
Yeah, these women really want this gold medal. Doesn't matter if they're throwing their body around.
Like an uncontested foul here. Jen Nichols will have the disc upfield.
With the wind at that,
there
it is.
Just dropped too quickly for Acott to get there.
Yeah, that's been the connection all day.
Good matchup again with Acott on Prue.
Yeah, I don't think Nichols needs to be told twice. You have the wind and an open streak down the end zone. Go for it.
See if Eclipse can work it upwind here.
So Boss with the disc. Shrugging her shoulders. I'm not sure if she's frustrated by the lack of cuts maybe upfield, even though it was only stall 2. She had a little bit of a sour look on her face there looking at her team.
No foul call there. Turnover. It is hard with the gusty wind to readjust your throws midway through the point.
There's Nichols again going deep downfield.
Looking for Acott. And that one, the wind just pushed it too far. I think earlier in the game we would have seen that land perfectly in Acott's hands.
And I think she followed through and clipped the mark. You can see the mark holding her wrist or finger. Nichols apologized and is just discussing the play. It's going to be a turnover.
I think it's going to be a turnover possibly up here.
Oh, the observers look like they're counting it in where it rests. I think that was just
good
an unfortunate
between Nichols and her defender there.
Yeah, I think that was just more of an unfortunate follow through, just clipped a finger.
Happens, especially when you go to step around the mark, it can happen.
So I've been told. I don't handle too often, so I don't pretend to know anything about that.
Good D by Throwback to get it back onto the end zone line.
Yeah,
this wind could be a bit of a game changer here.
Right at the doorstep. Flaith with the disc. Nice high grab just outside of the end zone.
It's a good job by McMillan to keep following her cut and keep cutting out to that far side. She didn't clear out to the back of the stack. She waited, she was patient, and it paid off.
And I think she saw that her defender had turned her head to look where the disc was, and she just took advantage of that. It was only about a 3-step cut, but just enough open space. So Throwback starting to reassert themselves again.
It's been a game of runs so far. Throwback will go up 3, and then Eclipse tries to claw their way back in, so
yeah.
It's been the story of this game so far. See how the wind affects it now.
Game to 15, though. We're already at 9 points. There's not much space to allow for another run or two from Throwback. Eclipse really needs to not give up any more runs. Like, there's not enough space to play with.
It's interesting when as soon as it gets closer and closer to that score, the team ahead, it can go 2 ways. You can fall into the pressure, or you get that extra motivation knowing that you're that close to close it out.
You know, and I haven't got the sense from Throwback, as much as they go up by 2 or 3 points and then Eclipse comes back and gets close to tying it, I don't get the sense that they feel nervous. You know,
no.
I don't feel like they're letting it fall away. I feel like Eclipse has a couple of good points and they excel, but Throwback isn't nervous and doesn't look like they're worried too much about the way this game's going.
They're very confident in their throws, and they're confident in their receivers as well, which just gives them that extra bit of trust on the field. Nice pull.
Yeah, that's a good
land on the far side, just inbounds.
So Eclipse has to go upwind if they're going to get to the other end of the field for the goal. It's a bit of a floaty pass. Oh, almost a punch through D there, run through D.
Robinson back in the middle.
So you can see the backhand force. We've got number 19 for Eclipse, Vanessa Lyon, essentially standing right in the throwing lane. My guess would be the smart thing is have her just turn and maybe a one-step back cut and get that disc swung out. By the time she clears that lane to let other cutters come in, might be a little bit too long. Also, oh, deep downfield. 4 people under the disc.
Jen Nichols,
Oh.
Jen Nichols just got a touch on that one, but the Eclipse defender was still there, still behind her, and reeled it in.
You can see Jen, the big smile, like I touched the disc. I
She
did what I was supposed to. Yeah.
She did everything she could on that play. Not much you can do about that one.
So I guess in those deflected Ds, it's 1-1 now, as we saw one earlier in the game that also was caught. So those are the breaks.
Jen did a good job to get up there. She got some vertical hops.
Yeah, that was also good concentration from the second player from Eclipse that just waited for that tip to fall down.
Again, we're seeing a lot of cool and calm plays under pressure. That's a situation where you think the defender's going to get the D, and like you can give up sometimes. You think, I'm not going to get this, and then a drop happens. Not in this game.
Yeah, not to mention, I think both of the defenders for Throwback were taller and had the height advantage. It's unfortunate, just tipped it instead of being able to reel it in.
9-8. Eclipse looking to tie this game back up for the first time in a while. I believe since it was 2-2. They've been one behind most of the time.
Yeah, it's been a great game. Nip and tuck, back and forth the whole way. You can see Vanessa Mann doing dances on the sideline here.
Keeping her legs loose and warm.
Got lots of energy. They might want to put her on the D-line here and get her some running.
Prue's back on. Boss is back on. Boss on the mark.
A little bit of contact. Nichols, nice grab. Big fake. Big hand block.
Great hand block.
That was...
I believe that was Shannon Watt.
The best part of that is she didn't go for the big forehand fake and was ready for the backhand on the pivot back around. So Boss has the disc. A little bit of static play, yep. Static play there, just wasn't a fully committed cut. And the D was able to just run under.
Jen Nichols centering it. Good grab. Boss on the mark.
Yeah, she's staying nice and low. Wants that handler to throw it from a higher position, get that up in the air.
Good effort on the bid there.
Man, just so close on so many of these plays for the Eclipse defenders. Centimeters away. Wide open in the end zone.
It's a good put. Good vision. See her cutter downfield wide open.
Sometimes as a receiver, when you have all that time and it's just you and the disc, sometimes that plays a mental game on you and you just don't focus enough. It was a good job.
Too much time to think about it.
Yeah, good job to reel that in. There were about 3 plays from the Eclipse defenders where they were mere centimeters from those layout Ds.
Great efforts on those plays.
Yep,
These girls do want it. They're fighting. They're fighting as hard as they can right now.
Yeah, and good play from Throwback. You know, they know the defenders are close, but they're threading those throws in, making the difficult throws that they need to make.
Got Robinson back out on this O-line for Eclipse.
Yeah, she seems to be one of the mainstays on the O-line here.
Had some big hucks so far in this game and great vision across the field.
Can see some smiles and some hugs on the sideline for Throwback. You know, I think, again, they might be sensing that it's getting closer to their grasp for that gold medal.
Yeah, with that point differential closing in, Eclipse really needs to keep going. They've got to keep it close right now. They can't afford to let Throwback go on another run.
We've been playing for about 65 minutes currently. Soft cap is at an hour 45, so we still have a lot of time in this game. And the receiver had no mark for a little while. I think she thought there was going to be a call. So Laura Story with the disc.
Not too many options upfield there for her.
Yeah, I think she was trying to lead the receiver into some open space, but The downfield defender would have none of that. She peeled off, made the easy interception.
Throwback is really doing a good job of taking away all of those undershots.
That would have been a good quick play right there. Story had a free run to the end zone, but no handler went to quick play that disc. That was an easy conversion to a goal.
Good opportunity for Eclipse now to keep the game close.
Oh, what a step out of the stack. Everybody was almost just watching.
Pick called on the field. Looks like Robinson just wanted to lead someone out to the open side that was fairly unmarked.
The unfortunate thing was no one moved until the very last second. One person stepped out of the stack to make that catch.
I believe there was a pick call.
I think she even fooled me a bit. I thought they were just going to let that fall to the turf, thinking there was a call.
Yeah, very good job by the Eclipse player there to get her head up and keep that play, keep the disc in play. Even if it was a pick call, it does get sent back.
Yeah, I think that's Katie Wood, if I'm not mistaken, if my eyes aren't letting me down again. That was great. One defender also reached out to try and do that. There was only 2 players on the field really that were alert enough to see what was going on.
Some of the players are making swimming motions on the field, I think imitating what they think that the offender did.
And it's a goal. And again, good heads-up play.
Important point there for Eclipse.
Yeah.
Still looking to tie this game back up.
And those are the little things that let a game get away if you don't make that grab. So good job to Katie Wood for stepping out of that stack and just taking a disc that was floating near her.
Got the familiar O-line now coming back on for Throwback. Jen Nichols, Acott, McMillan. Lots of important names on this line.
Yep. The wind has dropped off again. The flags aren't even moving. So now I wonder if we're going to see Nichols and Acott work that downfield again like they did earlier in the game. Such a nice connection to watch when it works.
Really is.
You can see Prue going back out. I think she's going to be stapled right to Acott the whole time. Seems to be the matchup they want.
Boss and Prue also have a very similar connection. They find each other often on the field. And they work well off each other on defense too. We've seen a few good switches between them. See what Eclipse can do on defense.
Yeah, if they can get a quick turn.
They were close. They were only inches away on their layout Ds on the last point, on their last defensive point.
10-9 currently, shaping up to be a great finish. It's been a very good game up to this point. No reason to expect it's going to change.
Good pull, give the defense a chance to get down there.
There's Boss on the mark.
Looking for McMillan.
That's what we were talking about earlier when I said the mark was staying really low. You want that release from the handler to be at shoulder height and get caught in the wind.
Looks like there's a little bit of crosswind. Big huck. Just dropped a little too quickly.
Yeah, big effort.
Need a little bit more patience there, I think. Great opportunity to tie this game back up. Just dropped a little fast.
So Nichols in that difficult corner. That's been causing problems the entire week, being in that corner, trying to get out once the wind starts to pick up.
Hand block there again by Shannon Watt on Jen Nichols. That matchup has turned into a very competitive one. I think Shannon Watt is starting to understand what Jen is looking for and the throws she wants. She's getting herself in front of them. And Prue gets the score. We are now tied at 10s.
Yeah, that was a huge hand block. It was a high stall count. You could see Nichols was winding up with the big backswing to just punt it downfield. But again, that big windup gives a lot more time for the defender to step over and get that big mid out there and get the hand block.
Another very important point for Eclipse. This is the first time they've been tied since we were tied at 2s. They'll be looking here for the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, and I still don't see a sense of urgency from Throwback. They still seem confident. Their heads are up. They're walking out to the line. They're not coming together for a quick huddle and, you know, trying to make some changes. I think that was just an unfortunate being stuck in the corner and getting, you know, one hand block. But
and this is where the experience that Jen Nichols brings to the table is very important. She can keep her team focused, tell them, you know what, was a great block, great defense. Let's get the next point.
Can hear the Eclipse sideline. Apologize for a little silence there. We're just listening in. You can hear them pumping each other up. Back at zeros. Let's do this. You know, that's some good leadership coming down the sideline and really pumping up the team.
Yeah, having the opportunity to go back to 0-0 is always a good opportunity and a great thing to tell your teammates on the sideline in Frisbee.
Yep, and having said that, I can see some throwback players getting extra tosses in below us because the wind is, now it's back up again. It's variable winds.
It's been very gusty.
They're trying
the wind has changed direction a few times as well, which makes it hard to adjust your throws.
It is, so you can see them getting a couple extra reps in there.
McMillan in the middle, looking upfield. Now back to Nichols. Nichols up line.
Nice
Good grab. Nichols looking for the backhand huck.
Good read. That looked like
Reeled in by Bev Porter.
Looked like a 3-on-2. Just numbers-wise, they needed to get that one.
I think the Eclipse defender did the best she could there. She got up, but really Bev Porter just timed her jump so well to get up to that Frisbee.
And you could see Nichols, when she released that disc, she put a lot of extra snap on that wrist. She was actually going upwind. It's changed from earlier. She was going upwind on that one. She really had to get that extra snap. Still floated a little bit, but worked. You know, I always love the spirit side of the game. I just saw a player from Throwback and a player from Eclipse hugging just down in front of our booth here, you know. 1-point game for a gold medal, but haven't lost sight of what the game's really about.
And that really is the best part about Ultimate. You always see players joking around on the sidelines and getting to know each other, even if they've never met before. People are almost always making new friendships.
If you look into the beer garden, depending on the camera angle, you might be able to see it. Everybody's up now leaning on the front railing of the beer garden. This game, they know how important this game is and how interesting it is being close.
I think behind us that Fleury may have just won the bronze medal in the women's division game. They appear to be celebrating.
Yep.
Zephyr looks a little defeated.
Yeah, a lot of hugs out there. So
the hometown medal on the women's side.
Well, depending if Throwback can hang on here, we may have another hometown medal.
That should give them some inspiration to know that their women's team has just won bronze. See what the women's masters division can do.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there's an Edmonton team in every division.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so they've had a good showing.
It looks like there's an injury on the field. That was a really great bid from Justine Prince there. Almost got the disc, just fingertips away, and I think she may have winded herself on that one.
Yeah, she's up and moving. Maybe a wrist. Looks like she's keeping that arm close to her body. Wrist or shoulder. Walking off on her own power, though, so that's always a good sign.
And sometimes losing a valuable player can motivate your team as well, and you want to win for them that much more. Robinson has come back on the field. Got Lorraine Stelk coming in.
Yep. Making the long run across the field. So she was the one I saw just hugging an opponent on the sideline. I have a feeling she won't be doing too much hugging now until the end of this point.
This is back in play. Got Nichols going over to pick it up.
Yep, nice methodical walk over. Probably thinking in her mind she knows exactly what she needs to do.
Beth Porter going up line. Cross field throw.
Nice toss.
Back to Porter. Porter to the end zone. Good grab.
Yeah, good awareness too to stay in the end zone. Players down. No contact with the defender. I think that maybe just fatigue. She's up now and moving.
It was very efficient offense there by Throwback. They moved the disc quickly and meant the receiver had to adjust quickly to make that catch, but she did a very good job there to do so.
Yeah, and one of the things I took from that, just watching, we were straight across from Nickel when she put that disc in play. She's on the sideline, good mark. She turned her body and faced basically us across the field rather than facing the end zone. It gave her an easy, what looked like an inside throw, but really for her it wasn't at that point in time because she had rotated her body away from the normal field orientation. You know, it's a subtle adjustment like that, but that's what great players do. So we have a timeout on our field, 12-10 game. Just gonna listen behind us for a second. We have a spirit circle from the women's division game that happened. Always great to see again, spirit circles between teams that just had a good game, bronze medal game.
If Fleury did manage to pull out that win, that meant they came back. They were down 10-8 when we went and checked on them.
Yeah, they look very good in the games that I've seen through the weekend, so congratulations.
Fleury is another one of those teams that has really been building for the last few years and just gaining momentum going forward.
So Throwback has broken their huddle. Eclipse still in there, just getting the last few words in. We've got more players gathering on the sideline just below our booth here, seeing the score and knowing how close this is. Starting to draw some of the players that are just finishing up other games are coming over to catch the tail end of us. So
the end is in sight now for Throwback. 3 more points and the gold medal will be theirs. But as we've seen before, Eclipse hasn't let them get too far away.
Yeah, we were tied at 10s, I believe, so Throwback has gone on a little bit of a run here. It's been a very good game thus far. It's a little bit unfortunate that some of the players that are injured not able to take part. It would be very great to see both these squads at full health and full capacity. You know, big pull, low, driving pull gets to about the brick mark. Pick called. So disc back in play. Tried the quick swing pass. Floats out the sideline.
Jen Nichols picking up on the sideline now. Looking to the middle.
See, look at the position of her body. Again, facing directly into the middle of the field. Going big downfield.
Good read by Throwback.
Yeah, it looked like Story just undercut that disc a bit. It was great concentration to reel that in for the Throwback player, as well as the second receiver down there for Throwback just continued into the end zone, trusted her teammate to make that catch and get the easy continuation. So Nichols again showing she's not afraid to go deep at any point in this game. You know, whether it's tied, whether they're up a little bit, you know, medal so close to their grasp.
They seem to be keeping Nichols on again here. She's
Yeah,
put a few points in a row now.
It's her third point in a
really
row.
paying off.
Well, it's the last game of the tournament. What do you have to lose by leaving your stars out there?
And they've seen when they've gone up by 3 points, Eclipse has often come back. So they really want to shut this down now. They're 2 points away from that gold medal. This is their opportunity to take this back home.
So Eclipse with the regular lineup out there. Nope, they've got a few changes on the Eclipse lineup here, starting to play their players multiple points as well.
Big pull.
Yeah, great spot.
Right down to the corner. Eclipse moving it quickly. Prue in the middle. Back to Watt.
Got Boss on the near side. Wind starting to push toward that far sideline. They want to get off that sideline at all possible.
Prue had another good bid there, but again, just inches away from the disc.
Yeah, she's had a pretty good game, leaving it all on the field.
I think that really the big difference between these two teams is just inches on those throws.
Yep, Nichols again with the disc.
Another cross-field throw, well read, chased down.
Great read. I think that's Telfair, if I recall. Telfer, great read.
Flath resets to Porter.
Not many options.
And a push pass.
Great job to get down and keep that off the turf. I think the downfield players stopped playing thinking it was going to be a down call or an incomplete pass. That was too easy of a completion into the end zone.
I believe that was Sligo, again, keeping the disc up and in play.
Yeah, that was probably about 2 to 3 centimeters off the turf. She got down there and made sure to pick that disc. She's done that a few times today, and she's a fairly tall player, so that's pretty impressive that she gets down so nimbly to right down to ground level to make those catches.
Game point now for Throwback. Nichols staying on again for her 4th point. She's been a key player in this game. Easily one of their best players in my opinion. She's really just been calm with the disc. Great step around backhand breaks and good vision for the Hucks as well.
Yeah, and showing she's not afraid to lead by example, playing a lot of points, playing offense, playing defense, doing whatever the team needs.
We've got Porter on again. We've got Steigel on, who just made that nice big layout grab.
So potentially 1 point to gold. Going to need a turnover. Going to have to earn it the hard way if they want to finish the game on this point.
And Eclipse has been fighting this entire game. They've been working extremely hard, and they're not going to make it easy on Throwback.
Pull looks like it's going to rest right by the sideline. Not a deep pull, but on that sideline with the wind pushing toward that far sideline.
Looking for a reset, back to the middle.
Big swing across the field.
Watt up the line.
Yep, stringing together a couple of nice passes there. I think that's Story with the disc on the near sideline.
Back to Watt. Gallant back to Watt.
Couple of fakes, getting that mark moving around, but no options to take advantage of that.
Robinson back in the middle now.
Yeah, that's exactly who they want to have the disc in the center of the field.
Wood looking upfield.
There's the big throw out to the sideline.
Great throw by Wood to Gallant for the score.
Yeah, good job from Gallant, just looking that in, 2 hands safely. So I wonder if Nichols is going to go back out for a 5th point in a row. Sure looks like she's striding that way, and let's face it, offense is her bread and butter.
I mean, at this point, they know this is not an easy game. Eclipse is a very talented team, and they can pull out throws like that. This game could change in a heartbeat. Throwback really wants to be sure that they have their strong O-line out here so that they can try and reel this game in and finish strong and get this gold medal.
Yeah, we can see the usual offenders on the lineup that we've been calling all day.
Got Acott and Nichols again. I'm sure they'll be looking for that combination on the field.
Yep, you can see the players on the Eclipse sideline, you know, high-fiving, trying to pump each other up.
Definitely a heavy wind going into this point. Seems to be kind of a crosswind, so it should affect both teams.
I believe that's Megan Berry with the disc looking to pull. See if she can give him a good start. You can see the wind knock that disc down.
Nichols picking up. Back to Porter.
So close
Robinson
again.
almost had that D.
Moving the disc
Acott
nicely.
in the middle. Upfield. Foul called. It's Jen Blazer with the disc.
So the matchup now we see is Laura Story, number 22 for Eclipse. Is playing against Acott. That's a violation. Movement before the disc was tapped into
I
play.
think Bev Porter just got a little excited there.
Yeah, you can see the defender just standing still, waiting.
That's a good matchup as well. We got Robinson on Porter. Very similar styles of play.
Animated discussion from, I believe, Porter with the disc.
Porter seems a little bit hesitant to give up on this call. You're that close to the end zone. You're that close to winning the gold medal.
Yeah, I think what she's claiming is that the mark for Eclipse tapped the disc in, even though the downfield defenders called the violation thinking there was movement before the disc was put in. That's just what I'm guessing from the looks of it.
See what the observers have to say about this one. Yeah, it can be difficult. If your mark doesn't check in with the upfield, it can be difficult for the upfield defenders to know when that disc is in. And it looks like it will stay with Bev Porter on the far side.
Yeah, so it looks like the disc was tapped in and the defender is now 15 to 20 yards away. She's going to have no count for quite a bit of time here. Isolation in the end zone. There's one matchup right in front of her that can convert for the win.
Robinson back on the mark now. Timeout called by Throwback. Good call there.
Yeah, not a bad call. She had 2 to 3 seconds to survey and try and get the goal because no count, no mark. By the time the mark gets in, it's timeout. It's a nice crowd building. Got a lot of people watching the finish of this game.
Got the recent bronze medalist Fleury watching their hometown Masters team as well. I'm sure they'll be very excited if they can punch this in.
So if you're coaching right now, do you get into a normal stack offense or do you try and isolate one player and give them the whole side of that end zone?
I think when you're on the sideline, you isolate either the handler or a cutter actually just in front of where the disc is and get them to do a 7 cut. Give them lots of space, move the stack all the way over to the far side, and let that one cutter have their space.
So Porter has the disc. She's had a lot of touches today, very competent handler.
I think we're having to chant, some fans on the sideline chanting Nichols.
Yeah, no
She's
doubt.
got a few fans here, that's for sure.
Thus far, she's got to be leading candidate for the MVP of the finals. So it looks like they have the stack set up middle of the end zone.
On the far side hammer. It's caught by McMillan.
And the defender throws her hands up. She got a hand on it. She tipped it. That's a gold medal hammer. So
I love that. No holding back there. They've gone for all the big shots all day, and it's paid off.
Yeah, finished the game in style. 15-11 Throwback beats Eclipse for the gold medal. So the hometown brings in another medal. What a way to finish that game with style.
Very exciting final. Eclipse gave up a really hard fight, and in the end, these teams were only separated by a few inches on a couple throws.
Yep, both teams should be very happy with their performance. I know.
Silver medal for Eclipse, that's an amazing accomplishment.
It is. I know probably right now it's not what they want. They're going to be a little bit down, but if they come back and watch this game and think about how they played, they represented themselves very well. Throwback doing an amazing job just holding that lead, you know, fighting off all those runs and really just commanding the last few minutes of this game. They've done their city proud and their hometown, you know, gold medal here in Edmonton.
That's a really incredible thing to get a gold medal on home turf. Doesn't always happen very.
Look at this, you can see Boss, the first person out there high-fiving and hugging the other team.
Double high fives.
Yep.
I'm sure these guys are very good friends off the field. I'm sure they'll have a really good time playing each other in the future as well as they've had today.
So, fantastic game. Throwback takes the gold medal. We're going to let the team celebrate. There will be a medal ceremony. We're going to go off the air while the Open Masters teams warm up. We will have the Open Masters final shortly. Thank you, Becky, for joining me in the booth.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been great having you up here. Also glad you got to see the treat of this wonderful gold medal game in the Women's Masters division.
Really was exciting game, and I love that no one held back and everybody took deep shots on both teams. Lots of great layouts as well. Very intense level of play.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of a better way to end it than that hammer across the field.
Well deserved. Well deserved for Throwback.
So we will be back at 4:15 p.m. with our Open Masters final. And in the meantime, we'll let Throwback go and celebrate and claim their gold medals. So tune in at 4:15 for the following game. Thank you very much for joining us.